Con Bravo. Smell that wonderful Hamilton air. I love Cucumber. It was so much better than Magfest in so many ways. Today is going to be a wonderful day. I know it. It's going to be amazing. I hope nothing zany happens, though. That will be... Alright, who the fuck are you and where do you want to be buried? Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, fuck no, not again.
Same deal as Moreau, then?
Yes, review something related to 30s exploitation films.
And bam! We're out of these bodies and back into you in time to hit the con floor to buy shiny things!
You keep the fuck away from me. That's not how I hoped this would go.
I mean weapons! Weapons can be shiny! So, what are we going to review then?
I don't know.
Let's figure it out while the intro is playing.
I just realized this looks quite bad.
I figured that out a while ago.
Well, you are the smart one.
Greetings!
Jinto!
Viewers!
Nah, that was shit. Do it again.
Viewers!
It'll do.
I did it the same way both times! Look, I'm sorry I wanted to buy a shiny chainsaw on the con floor, but when I'm you again, you'll want to buy it too!
We're reviewing Freakshow! Yes, Freakshow, the Asylums 2007 Freaks remake. Although the movie doesn't admit it's a remake, preferring instead to have the same story in the same time period and to say it's in the tradition as Freaks.
In the same way that The Lion King is in the tradition of Hamlet and Kimba the White Lion. It also amazingly manages to be less progressive about people with disabilities in Freaks, 80-odd years earlier.
It's not very good.
Should we call the main characters Freaks just to save time and because the film does?
Yeah, sure. What should we call the non-freaks? Biologically typical?
Shitheads.
That's as good a word as any. It's the same basic idea as Freaks. Some shitheads find out that a guy working a freak show has a bunch of money and seek to marry and murder him to inherit it.
And then, vengeance! We open with...
A big black cow that had 2 little calves one day.
That credit looks way too proud of itself.
Oh, fuck yeah, real pictures of freaks so we can compare them with the crap special effects later on. Good old Asylum, making it easy for us.
Hey, it's the Snow Sisters! Wow, always good to see cameos from the original cast in a remake. Oh, Snow Sisters, I am so sorry that your entire life and death has been reduced to being an Asylum film.
I'm glad the music is so authentically 30s.
The cause to win a prize.
It's a good indication that nothing else will be.
Hey, you can't get any more 30s than mini DV footage. So the circus is setting up. Hope you enjoy that. It'll be doing that for the next... for fucking ever. They need help, you see. They were just having one of the performers set up shit in full costume.
That's the first indication that this circus is being run by someone either inept or insane.
Possibly both! Director, why start on them? Their act involves heavy use of a costume. They had to get dressed up. If you want to show that they badly need help because the performers are having to do menial labor, then why not show a performer who doesn't need a costume for us to know they're a performer?
Plus it's bullshit anyway, because in circuses, traditionally most, if not all of the performers do behind-the-scenes jobs too.
Listen, we all know how I can be, so let's just end this now and assume they wanted to feel pretty and constrained in the hot midday sun and get on with it. So here's the circus owner.
In a few days, we're going to put on a show. I just wanted to make clear my expectations.
Hey, I recognize him?
Yeah, me too.
Me 3!
If you steal from me or disrespect my family, then there's going to be trouble.
It's the vampire guy from Razorblade Smile!
It's Mean Machine Angel from Judge Dredd. It's one of the fish guys from Pirates of the Caribbean 2. And possibly 3.
This whole speech is for the benefit of the new hires here. We're not shown them being hired or anything, you just have to put it together. Much, much later on.
But they do make it clear they're evil when they laugh at the film's editing.
Timmy! Timmy, are you okay?
Did they try to stitch 2 takes together?
No, I think they took a take and cut a chunk out of the middle.
Either way, it takes effort to be that kind of shit.
Something funny? Something funny?
This is a circus, not somewhere where you go to get a laugh at other people's expense. You're thinking of an orphanage.
So, gentlemen, what was so funny?
The guys get fired for having a basic understanding of slapstick, but one of them needs to be made into a lesson for the rest of the new hires. And I'm not sure, but I think the strong man's smothering the guy with his armpit. Kinky.
Now, you might think this is to establish the code of the freaks, like in the original. Offend one and you offend them all. But no, it's to establish that these guys are really into disproportionate retribution.
Get the little shit out of here.
One weird thing about this circus is it apparently only includes the freaks and a handful of new hires. No acrobats, clowns, animal trainers, or technicians for the rides. But they have the rides, so my guess is the pinheads set them up. There's not even any general staff. The whole point of Freaks was the friction between the shitheads in a circus and the freaks. This film took an 80-year-old, hour-long film and made it less realistic by simplifying it. What the fuck?
What the fuck indeed? In case you are wondering who the guy with money who will be seduced is, it's the guy from Razor Dread Pirate. This is where the less progressive thing comes in. They took both of the meaty freak roles from the original, Hans and his girlfriend, and gave them to non-freaks.
They tell us that the guy is one of the freaks because he has really bad acne on his back, but yeah, he's not. Plus, he's the owner of the circus, so the fact that he has money shouldn't be that big of a secret.
The bones of this film are taking the shit that made sense in the original and tweaking them just enough so they make much less sense.
The sinews on those bones are the anachronisms. Some films are anachronistic by accident, others are anachronistic deliberately, and 1 or 2 are pretty much made from anachronisms.
That'd be this and Julie Taymor's Titus.
If you see something, just save time and assume it's inaccurate. We're not going to list everything.
But should we mention any really funny ones that pop up?
Oh, fuck yeah. You have to ask?
No. Called a courtesy. These are a group of criminals who escaped from somewhere and are laying low by working in the circus. Of course, they're also planning on robbing said circus because that's what laying low means.
The whole thing's going so well that they've even got Patio Brooklyn on the inside to help them out.
Here's the deal. I get lung off your ass. You give me 25% of whatever it is you're up to.
It's like they hired an Irish guy to play a New Yorker. Undercover as an Irish guy impersonating a New Yorker who was adopted from Ireland by New Yorkers.
It's not what we agreed on last night.
Things change.
I guess we'll take it.
Hey, check out Low Rent Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. I put on my anachronistic wig and did my makeup like it was 2008.
Hey, tits didn't look like that in the 30s. And I should know, I watched The Unashamed.
We watched The Unashamed. So, they're trying to set up a parallel between the criminals here, led by Johnny, unnecessarily Violet Vance, and the freaks. Both are protective of their people and quick to retribution.
I don't like people messing with my friends. You mess with them, you mess with me.
Okay.
You okay, Lucy?
Look, it's only a broad dime a dozen these days.
Yeah, man, this is the era of cheap, mass-produced broads.
Sick of your bullshit.
Sure, I love the crack, I do. Toity, 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 toy.
You know what I'm getting from this scene?
No? Yes. No.
that it's nice to see a film with the same level of color-altering technology as us. Observe!
Oh shit, I think I broke it.
Are one of you assholes touching me?
Sorry.
And time goes by.
Stop that!
So slow.
Ghost was a shit film anyway.
Hey, look, more anachronistic tits. You see, this is what happens when you fire everyone who's not a freak or career criminal. Everyone's too busy doing extra work that this poor woman has to bathe on everyone else's behalf, and then crosses it with a striptease.
Next up, we get this film in microcosm as they full-on remake the Prince Randian scene from Freaks, but much less impressively, and it makes much less sense than this one. In this one, we get a guy throwing knives with his feet. Fair enough, he needs to practice, though with a circus this size and no staff, he should be doing about 18 jobs right now. And then he has a cigarette with his feet. With Prince Randian, it was a scene where he just hangs out on break and rolled, made and smoked a cigarette without any arms or legs. Let me reiterate, a guy with no arms or legs rolls, lights, and smokes a cigarette. This movie's version is less impressive in literally every way. I'm not saying the guy with no arms isn't impressive, but Randian did it with his lips. As achievements go, they're not even on the same planet.
Now you can do anything with eyebrow.
Movie, when I can't tell if your characters are meant to be pinheads, children, or drag queens, you have a problem.
You know, I think this movie needs a new angle on anachronisms. I've got it! Let's have people do shit that wasn't done in circuses in the 30s, done by people who don't even try to look like they're from the 30s. Anachronism! Ho! This scene kind of shows why they should have had this set in the modern day. Quite a lot of conditions seen in Freaks don't happen anywhere near as often as they did. Freak shows themselves have shifted to mainly self-made freaks and performance artists, like these guys. Now, this did exist in the 30s, but until the 1970s it was an obscure religious activity. In fact, I'm thinking that might be the reason why they have no audience and have to fill the seats with their own people.
Their own people who should be working.
Yeah, anyway, I think the last people to see this wondered what the fuck was going on and told their friends not to bother going to the circus.
They also might have been driven away by the terrible dialogue, but we're all being driven away by the terrible dialogue.
Why are you operating your rides? You have no audience. Circuses don't operate on use it or lose it rules. It's not like the visitors are invisible.
Unless they are, and then they're exchanging one kind of crazy for another.
I give you the money. I tell them I was robbed.
So whoever you're with is gonna get it.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'll do it with my knife.
This scene was totally filmed all at once.
Indeed it was. It is a nice thing to film together.
I love the smoothness of the editing.
It is seamless.
Really want to.
Stop that! You're missing the talk about boils.
Oh, joy. Later.
Maybe we should talk about...
Yeah, right.
Boils on his ass? How about my nuts? You have boils on your nuts?
I'll leave the ass looking for you.
Well, you can't take his eyes off my tits.
You know, with those tits, I can so see her being turned into a bird monster. So, off-screen, Brittany found out that the boss owns castles and land back in Europe. So, let the seduction begin.
Well, after he finishes that.
I love being the owner. Perks, 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 and perky.
Earlier on we mentioned that the other meaty freak part was given to a shithead in this version. In the original, that was Hans the little person's girlfriend who was played by his sister. And in this, it's her. She's the boss's wife and also his sister. I kind of hope that was a weird meta-reference.
Who are you, and would you like to run away to the circus, little girl?
Run away to the circus? She already works there!
What's with the hat?
It's called a disguise.
Oh, wow, you look just like someone who works for me.
Why is it that this film's imitation intersex person manages to look less realistic than Josephine Joseph in the original Freaks? And why are they in their performance gear? Does rocking a fetus in a jar to sleep need that much practice? Oh, fine, movie. Just cut away like a coward. Fuck you!
Old-timey music and shots of rides that are operating for no reason is fast becoming a trope, and this is the only movie that does it. So they're drinking and working on their plot. Current plan? Kill Paddy O'Brooklyn during the robbery so they won't need to pay him.
More for us.
Yeah. More for us.
How does one get the job of conspire, drink, and be a dickhead? Because I'd be great at it. Plus, a few more of those would make life in Afghanistan a bit more interesting. At least until I shot them. Anyway, Johnny, hair made of 90% grease Vance, is fucking Sheena Warrior Princess for some reason.
Hey, it's adorable. The boss seems to be under the delusion that this place makes money.
Another day, another dollar.
I wonder if the owner named his neck boils Larry and Barry.
Oh, fucking course not. Fury Road hadn't been invented yet. It was just Annoyed Lane.
Irritable psychopath.
That was so much better than my suggestion.
Thank you.
Another drink, sweetie? I'm going to have another one.
How many have you had?
Doesn't matter. It's allegedly the 30s. Alcoholics haven't even been invented yet. So the owner's sister wife storms out as he yells about how he's going to fuck the gold digger.
Hey, wait a sec. There's another mirror between the owner and the leader of the gang. They're both fucking young blonde women. I mean, the boss fucking her makes sense for the story, but the other one's just extra pointless. Oh. I think they're trying to make some sort of point about the criminals and the freaks. And that's not good.
Hair of the dog.
Sounds like the ass of the dog.
You're right about the parallels. You're so right that I was halfway into this scene before I realized the blonde in this scene is the one seducing the owner and not Sheena Warrior Princess.
On the other hand, it is nice that the makers didn't discriminate against clones when casting.
Gotta get out of here. Gotta go. I can't, smell like shit to my future husband.
Why the fuck would he marry you? And why in the fuck would you want to marry him?
She's secretly into tall, dark, and denture ally challenged.
She takes the time to explain the plot to Johnny, cheap Tim Roth-alike Vance, which is weird because I thought he was the boss of the gang. She's gonna marry and then murder the circus owner.
People die all the time. People fall, get run over by cars, they eat something poisonous.
Is that supposed to be hot?
Supposed to be, yeah. Tickets? Is this whole thing a mass delusion? Even if they are still setting up, which an actual circus can do in fucking hours, then why is she in there? They're not open right now. No tickets are being sold.
It's a fucking job.
What is your fucking job? Oh, it's of the blow variety.
There you are.
What do you need?
What I need is for you to get focused.
Why is the blowjob being interrupted by Gates McFadden?
Holy shit, she does look like Gates McFadden. It's like a TNG /fiction come to life. And he's the Nausicaan.
Something wrong?
Play, damn jut, human. Look, when I've finished, I'll come and find you.
Ha! And he will too.
Asshole.
I'm pretty sure blowjobs take longer than that, and I'd get these two to go prove it, but they don't have diplomatic immunity, so it could get difficult to finish the review from the inside of a jail cell.
You do know that we don't have to rape someone to get access to a blowjob, don't you?
Honey, not in that body.
Fuck you.
That was exciting.
Hey, where are you going? I'm just getting started.
Excuse me. I'd like to interrupt the talk of oral sex with a random steerage from Titanic scene.
Hey!
Personally, I'm more into pretending that never happened.
After the 79th shot of the circus doing fuck all, we're pretty much resigned to the fact that very little, if anything, will happen in this film. Oh hey, there may be pinheads. I get the little girl, but why is one of them Vigo the Carpathian?
So you think he can do this right underneath his wife's nose?
Hey, it looks like the camera is gonna blackmail them into giving it a cut. Exciting times. Back with the boss and his sister wife, Her hair is dominating the scene. It's like it's going for an Oscar nomination.
Either that or it's slowly eating her, like in The Stuff.
I'm here to help.
You can help by doing this my way.
His way? Getting on stage and shooting a bunch of extras in formal wear.
His teeth terrify me.
You can help by doing this my way.
I like how the film thinks we need to be reminded where we are every 3 to 5 minutes. It's like there's a web series and the circus shots are intros to each episode.
Would you be my wife?
How fucking long does setup take? Unless he's gone from, she's hot, to, marry me, bitch, in a few hours, they're in danger of wasting the whole fucking season setting up, drinking, and having pointless conversations.
Maybe we should wait till we're a couple cities over just to make sure what we have is real.
Based on how long it takes you to set up, that'll be in 10 fucking years! And you'll be your own grandparents! Anyway, it's agreed and
yes, another shot of a fucking Ferris wheel and its charming invisible riders.
You know the saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? I can't tell if that better describes the people who took these shots or us reacting to them.
So the boss and his sister wife aren't actually married. They just pretended to be to add some extra unnecessary drama to the film and... Really? Again? That took about 10 seconds!
We have a new record!
We need to talk, Lon. This can't go on. The others, they don't trust her. She's an outsider.
Good to see that 30s culture is just as open-minded as the modern version.
So the freaks don't trust the blonde one because she's clearly playing the boss. Duh. This is meant to be a whole shitheads versus freaks thing like in the original, but it doesn't work here. Freaks had the two groups inside a larger circus. This has everyone who works in the circus except for the criminals versus the criminals. And the freaks don't know the criminals are out to get them.
Yeah, it's a bit like doing Romeo and Juliet when the Capulets are two guys working for the Montagues and no one but them knows they're Capulets.
Curtis, what do you think of my girl?
I don't like her.
Boss, no offense, but she wears makeup from the future. There is something wrong with her.
I've been hearing things, but I need you to be honest with me. People have been saying that you're using me, laughing behind my back.
That was fun.
Yeah, we should do it more often.
I think we hang out an appropriate amount of time.
I was talking about this song!
People have been saying that you're using me.
Hey, cameraman, you're intruding on a private moment. Gee, some people have no sense of boundaries.
What the fuck are you doing?
Insurance in Wicked has a very short life.
This is really badly lit.
I'd agree, but God of Vampires exists, and it kind of redefined the words bad and lighting.
Oh, check it out! More freak actors who get fuck all of a part compared to the shitheads. And wedding party. They don't even do the rhyme.
Welcome, Lucy! Welcome, Lucy!
Let's remind them. We accept her! We accept her!
Gooble gobble, gooble gobble.
One of us! One of us! One of... me! One of me!
I see what you did there.
Clever.
Instead of being freaked out by the rhyme and its quasi-religious secret society subtext, she's scared by sitting near the people she has spent much of the film hanging out with.
Yeah, in the original she would hang out with the normies in the circus, and in this one she only has the freaks or the criminals. And hanging out with Johnny Organic Hair Gel Vance all the time would get really fucking boring.
Prosthetics? Really? Fucking hell! Was the circus producing its own Asylum movie?
Can we talk for a second that this film's definition of a freak is so loose that it includes an English guy with bad acne, a strongman, and a supermodel? It's like the makers thought freak was synonymous with not the villain criminal scum.
and never will be one of you.
You didn't even marry a freak! You just married an ugly dude!
Why did you even freak out? You only did that because it was in the original.
There's a difference between ugly and freak! Ugly dude, freak!
Sure, there's always the whole drink from the same bowl thing, but really, she's already had worse things in her mouth than that for the purposes of this plan.
I don't give a fuck about any of you!
Well, that went well. And really, movie, a long, slow fade. You couldn't do one of those nifty 30 circle transitions? So after some encouraging words from Johnny Jizwig Vance...
You, get out of here!
She goes to grovel at the boss's feet, and possibly offer him head.
Save the tears, I'm in no mood.
I brought crickets. Forgive me?
I'm so sorry. You know, I've got a lot of pressures on me right now.
Like, this whole Dust Bowl thing is really stressing me out.
The things you said, that is unforgivable.
That's why I came to say goodbye.
The lion shark the wild dragon is stopping. Listen!
I came to say goodbye.
Anyway, her crap reverse psychology is kinda working on him.
Part of me wants to cut you from ear to ear.
Good thing he has a mood-altering dial on his forehead. Oh wait, wrong shit movie.
Let's just pretend this evening never happened.
Let's get freaky now. Let's get fucking freaky now. Let's get freaky now. Let's get fucking freaky now.
Oh man, it's like she's fucking a Suriname sea toad. A Suriname sea toad. They're the toads that birth their tadpoles out their back.
I know what a fucking Suriname sea toad is.
Then why did you look at me?
If only Ray Park had played that role, the circle would be complete.
Of course I know what a Suriname sea toad is, because you are me, therefore anything you know, I know.
Then why did you look at me?
Because you're an idiot.
Oh, what a night.
Aw, shit, they forgot the old-timey music.
Yeah, and talking about it is like trying to talk to someone who forgot to put their glass eye in. You can't ignore it, but only a dickhead would draw attention to it.
Which is why I drew attention to it.
Let's go, let her rip.
Yeah, alright.
Yay, the big wheel, which we saw working 17 to 28 times before, is working. I was worried. So they decide not to wait for Blondie to marry the boss and instead go to Plan B, which is something to do with robbing the place.
About the same time, they go and steal leftovers from the kitchen tent. They're seen doing this by the little girl / maybe Pinhead, and so they assault and kidnap her.
La 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 la.
Yeah, assault and kidnap for seeing them steal leftovers. That is a definition of the cover-up being worse than the crime.
But I suppose they could be trying to convince us that them deciding to rob the place and her seeing them steal leftovers are the same thing. So the movie can start finale-ing a little quicker.
If so, I salute you, Freakshow.
Notice how she gains and loses 80 pounds between shots? That's classic. Anyway, Mike Patton here knows what's what.
Hey, you hold on, Jimmy. This is getting out of hand, all right?
Yeah, it officially gets out of hand. When you stab the child, you've already kidnapped and assaulted for seeing you steal leftovers. So, how do you think they're going to try and silence this screaming child?
Clearly via the miracle of scalping. You see, shutting up and screaming even louder are actually the same thing.
I learned that when I tortured a quantum physicist.
He both screamed and didn't scream. It was very weird.
So unlike good, logical murderous lunatics who just kill her quickly and then quietly bury her so it looks like she ran away, they torture her to death and leave her body on the Ferris wheel, which was up and running all night.
At least it finally had a passenger.
One of our family has been taken from us. Murdered.
Why did you all get dressed up to look at the corpse? Another word for long is tall, and that tree is about twice as long as this shot. Seriously, this feels like it lasts for 10 minutes.
Oh, it does. I've sped it up in editing.
Oh, thank fuck. Hey, the freaks are revolting.
Hey, that's impolite.
I could have said they're rebelling, but that's not technically accurate.
Neither is revolting.
Yeah, but it's a funny word.
Shut up, both of you! The freaks are killing people! I have 2 points about this. One, the criminals are so interchangeable that I'm sure they changed actors at some point. And 2, how did the freaks realize they did it? Like, what proof did they have?
That second one's not really a point because they had to have done it. There's literally no one else in the movie.
What the heck is Sheena's job? Because Cannibal Girl isn't really something you can do for a show on a regular basis.
So, the gang are all dead and it's now time for Blondie's turn. It's weird, because in the original she was poisoning the guy and there was no little girl murder, so the freak's ire was all on her and her accomplice, the strongman.
Yeah, they didn't even question the criminals, so they have no evidence that her affair with the boss wasn't genuine. She had nothing to do with what happened to the kid, and yet she's going to end up the worst off.
Well, insane and disproportionate retribution is kind of a theme in the movie. Besides, they probably assumed she was in on it. I mean, anyone who'd send a man out in the rain on a wild condom chase is clearly evil.
I don't know where that thing's been. Go get some protection. Why are your clothes all wet?
Because you went out in the rain looking for a condom.
Yeah, because you told him to!
Reiteration of previous point.
So the boss's sister wife announces that she's taking control because the boss is clearly shit, and Blondie will be allowed to marry him, but only if she can earn her keep as a performer. Cue about 8 minutes of low-budget mutilation.
A truly undervalued kind of mutilation.
And we've come up with something we think people will pay good money to see.
What people? The ones who never ever turn up? Hey, the wolf guy got a haircut. I love the little bits of attention to detail like that. And yeah, they lost the wig and face merkin, didn't they?
Probably. Anyway, mutilation time!
Sonny, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
The easy way.
Shame. Stay calm. Relax.
Relax?
Don't do it!
When you wanna scream.
You fucking showboater.
This body has 4 years of choir experience.
This body's a cunt.
Stick your tongue out.
That's a really unrealistic amount of screaming.
Don't worry, I might be only half a seamstress, but I'm also half a surgeon. Hey, what's William Sadler doing there?
Not talking, mainly. Oh, he cut his legs off to play that part. Now, being skinned might be bad, but just think about what you have to look forward to. Soon you'll have your own Ed Gein-style woman suit. The last big difference between this and the original is the nature of the transformation at the end. The original never even hinted how the woman was turned into the chicken monster, and given how she looked, we're supposed to think that something supernatural happened.
And then in this one, it's all surgical, it's real, it's possible, except anyone who had all that shit happen to them would go into fucking shock and probably die.
Unless she was injected with the drug from Flowers of Flesh and Blood.
Well, obviously. So we're about to have the mystery-less reveal of her final monster form and...
Holy shit, the circus has guests!
No.
Must be a mirage.
Maybe we're just going mad from shots of carnivals and playing of old-timey music.
Anyway, here we are, the reveal of the amazing,
the astounding,
the astonishing
Worm Girl! It's no chicken monster, but it's a step up from the monster at the end of the 60s remake She-Freak. So, Freakshow, it's probably the third best Asylum film I've ever seen. Just remember, the Asylum has a tendency to be a bit shit.
It stretches the story out way too much, while simplifying the story in such a way that it makes much less sense.
It's flat out annoying to watch, and all the intermissions with the rides just fracture the film. You can't get into it because when the scene ends, you're stuck with questions about why they're running the rides with no guests.
It's clearly supposed to be set over a few days, but the story is much more appropriate for a much longer period of time, and the ride cutaways and fades made the film feel like it took way longer than a few days, and made the film feel much longer than its 80-ish minutes.
There's a huge teeming mass of obvious reasons why this is crap, but there's one that took me a while to put my finger on. The almost total lack of real-life freaks. This is an exploitation remake, but it cut almost everyone the original exploited. The real-world freaks. It's a Taitian movie desperately in search of someone to exploit. It had none of the charm and nuance of the original, but at the same time, it was better than She-Freak, which I'll probably review sometime.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, see you soon.
See you later.
Oh, fuck you.
Maybe later.
What the fuck just happened?
Makeup? Oh, fuck no!
So, do either of you guys want to watch She-Freak with me?
Ah!
No.
That's a very apt reaction, guys. She-Freak is fucking terrible. Better be about porn. Yes, what do you want? Oh, fuck.
You mentioned something about watching She-Freak?
Yeah, that was tempting fate, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Come here, baby.
Hello. My name is Diamanda Grace Jones Hagan, and I would like to talk to you today about minion starvation. This minion has not eaten in days and is currently grasping towards the camera because I've taped a sandwich to it.
Oh, no!
Can you help? No, not really. But what you can do is check our Patreon and help the economy of Afghanistan in doing many incredible and important things, such as buying a more expensive sandwich to tape to the camera. So please, join us in making this minion's life a little bit harder.